live. How's it going today, guys? My name is Wade Clark, and I work on the customer success team here at BoxCast. I've actually worked at BoxCast for about 3.5 years now, and I actually do a lot of video production outside of BoxCast. So I personally do live streaming on the side. I have my own little video production business. So I live and breathe in this space every single day. Love live streaming, and I'm really excited to talk to you guys today. And I'm actually joined by Jeff, who some of you might know.
Hi, my name's Jeff Sturgeon, and I've been with Sunday Streams for over 5 years and have a real passion for helping churches and other organizations really use technology to help accomplish their mission. Some of my other background, in addition to 5 years plus in live streaming, has been as IT manager for a small denomination and just kind of using technology and other things like nonprofits, for-profits as well. And so really excited about this and how BoxCast can really be a great help for you and help you to go ahead and take streaming to the next level with your organization.
Yeah, so let's go over kind of our agenda for today. Oh, before we get to the agenda, there's actually a live chat on the right-hand side of the screen where we'll have live moderators writing back and forth to you guys this whole time. So if you have any questions, feel free to put them in there, and hopefully they can help you on the fly. So to get into our agenda, first we're going to talk about some common misconceptions. Next, we're going to actually talk about some of the benefits of streaming with BoxCast. So something like, unlimited simulcasting, embedding on your website, trimming channels, just some kind of those features. And the other thing we're going to show you is creating your BoxCast account. So I'm sure maybe some of you already seen, you've got this pop-up window inside your Sunday Streams manager that's asking you to fill all this information, and maybe you're exiting out of it. We're actually going to show you what happens when you fill that information out, where it takes you. You'll still have access to your Sunday Streams manager, but it just kind of helps you start the process of going to BoxCast. And lastly, we're going to get you into the BoxCast dashboard and show you how to complete all 5 steps to transitioning to BoxCast. So let's start with some kind of common misconceptions. Jeff, why don't you kind of address some of these?
Absolutely. There's a couple of different ones that kind of have heard just from talking with people over the phone or by email. One of them is that there's been an assumption that the price is increasing. Maybe they've looked at the website and seen kind of some of the pricing that's there. You actually have a special plan that's only available to you as a current and active Sunday Streams client. So it's the Sunday Streams plan, and that locks you in for a minimum of at least 12 months at the same price that you've currently been paying. And so the reason that we can't go ahead and go further than that is that pricing's only been set for 12 months out for any of the plans. And so just because we're a company that has a high value on integrity, we don't want to go ahead and kind of make any promises beyond that. But I can tell you that the folks here at BoxCast are really wanting this to go ahead and be a long-term relationship with everyone from the Sunday Streams clients. And so I really do feel like it will be. Another common misconception is, do I have to buy a BoxCaster? And with that, no, you do not need to go ahead and purchase your own BoxCaster. You can use pretty much any encoder that you're using right now. So whether it's vMix or Wirecast or OBS, hardware encoders like the video or live shells, those all work perfectly fine. The one that I would say does not work with BoxCast would be the Sunday Streams Live encoder, and that's only because the Sunday Streams Live encoder is hardwired to only work with Sunday Streams. But pretty much any other encoder that you've got, hardware or software encoder, is going to work great with BoxCast. Another question is, are you still going to have the same level of support? Absolutely, you're still going to have excellent support. Support's available 7 days a week. It's available from 9 to 9. On Sundays, they're in earlier, and so you can go ahead and give us a call. You can go ahead and email. You can even go ahead and click a link to be able to go ahead and schedule a time where you're going to get a call when you're there at your encoder to go ahead and help with the transition. Also, Gerson and Bob have been a part of the Sunday Streams team. They're going to be also continuing on here with BoxCast, and so when you call in, they may be some of the people helping you, or there's going to be other great folks who are available to help out, whether it's Wade or any others. Absolutely great folks, committed to going ahead and getting you streaming and going. Can I keep using Sunday Streams? We've had a lot of folks who've transitioned on over, are loving it. We're getting close to the point where we're going to be shutting down some of the servers at Sunday Streams, and so we need you to go ahead and transition now to be able to ensure uninterrupted service.
Yeah, and we'll show you kind of all the steps you need to take in this webinar to transition over. So if you are kind of nervous or scared, or you're like, I'm not a techie person, I don't know how to do this, hopefully by watching this, you'll see each step by step, and it's really not too bad. I think a lot of people have made it through pretty successfully, and they're actually really liking it.
Oh, absolutely.
So,
I mean, absolutely. I mean, we've even got a testimonial from someone. We'll share it a little bit later about that. But I mean, we've had people who've on their own, they've completed the entire process in as little as 10 minutes.
Yeah.
But also other folks, they'll go ahead and call in. We'll be able to go ahead and help out, whether it's over phone, screen share. We'll be able to just go ahead and help out, get everything set up. And so it doesn't need to be limited to just 10 minutes. We're just focused on helping you go and transition and have it be a success for you.
Absolutely. So moving on to kind of the next subject, why don't you talk about some of like the benefits of streaming with BoxCast, or at least one of the main ones that a lot of people seem to like when they move over to BoxCast?
Sure. I mean, there's lots of benefits with BoxCast. One of them here is unlimited simulcasting. And so with that, when you send out a stream, you can send one stream on to BoxCast, but we're also able to send out to Facebook Live, YouTube, Periscope, Twitter. We can also send out to Roku, Google Chromecast, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, etc. So all those can be sent out at the exact same time. So I guess kind of one last kind of misconception. Some people were wondering that there's not an app for for viewers on Android or iOS. With that, BoxCast has an extremely mobile-friendly viewer, so in that way on the website, viewers would be able to go ahead and view that way. So whether they've got a iOS device, whether they've got a Android, whether they've got a Windows phone, they're able to watch there. And or if they've got a custom app, whether it's through Subsplash, other places like that, we're able to go and integrate with those as well. So really, you actually have more destinations that you're able to go to,
Right.
including all of them live at the same time with BoxCast.
Yeah, so let's kind of move on to one of the next things that's been a common kind of thing that people have liked is obviously embedding on your website.
Yep.
Sunday Streams did have this. Now I think the BoxCast player might have a couple more additional features for you, but let me actually show you some examples of embedded players that are out there in the wild on people's sites. So if I move over to here, this is a church that currently streams with BoxCast, and I really liked this one because they had like the little live stream button at the top. They made it really, really easy to find the live stream. And if you actually scroll down, you'll see here's their live stream player. That just looks, what you get from our dashboard. They've got all their, related videos over here. You could page over to the other ones. You can use your search bar. And obviously, if you just hit play on this, you can play the video right here. You can pick the quality, all that good stuff. So here's the next one I wanted to show you. This one's another church that's obviously with BoxCast, and they have it set up a little differently. They have it set where their related videos are actually underneath the player. So what you can see, you kind of still have the same functionalities and stuff. You can search, you can page over if you want to see another broadcast or something. And I really like this player too because they actually have their donate button, right there on the player. So you can click that and people can actually donate to you, directly through your video player, which is really, really nice. And if you already have like an online kind of giving, you can actually link it to this donate button here. So that's just another feature that's kind of comes with embedding as well.
Yeah, I think the embedding is great. It does have a couple extra things that the Sunday Streams embed code did not. You are able to go ahead and preview it right there. So just simply kind of click. You can go ahead and say, you know what, I want to go ahead and show a countdown timer. Or you could go ahead and say, I'd like to go ahead and show a video. I'd like to have a video play before the live video if someone comes kind of early.
Right.
So it gives you a lot of different options.
Yeah, exactly. And then the next thing is probably one of the biggest changes we've seen, obviously from Sunday Streams to BoxCast, but that's the automated scheduling. And I think, Jeff, if you want to tackle this one, just to kind of, from your experience, obviously starting with Sunday Streams and then coming to kind of learn the BoxCast system, like what's your thoughts on kind of the automated scheduling and stuff?
Sure. I'd say it is one of the bigger differences, but I'd say that it's one that has some actual advantages to it, and it's a little bit different, but it's also pretty easy to go ahead and kind of get used to doing. So rather than simply just kind of in vMix or OBS or Wirecast or whatever, clicking a start button and having it be on demand, there with BoxCast, you'd go ahead and first off schedule a stream. And so advantages to that can be things like that you're scheduling those resources so that you're not needing to go ahead and worry about that there's more people streaming than normal at that time. And so then that kind of there's a scramble kind of going on at that point, trying to go ahead and make sure that server resources are available. By scheduling in advance, you're making sure all those are dedicated and available there for you. Also, when you're sending out to Facebook, things like that, you can go ahead and just one time set up a recurring broadcast. It can go out up to 100 instances. So you can actually if you're doing weekly, you could go ahead and go up to like a year and 11 months out where you just have it scheduled to start at a certain time, stop at a certain time. And so you don't need to go into the Sunday Streams Manager each time to go ahead and update Facebook each and every time. So I think there's a number of advantages to having it scheduled, and so I think that it works out well.
And I would say too, out of all the people that I've helped so far with Sunday Streams, like moving over and stuff, like a lot of people, their big fear is, oh, we have like a volunteer and she knows how to use vMix or whatever you're using, and she knows to turn it on, hit start, and it works. I promise you, we can set the system up or set our scheduling system up to basically do the same thing. Like Jeff said, you can set recurring broadcasts, like 100 of them out in a row. We're actually going to show it to you as well here in probably 10 minutes. We're going to show it to you, and it's really, really easy to basically have our system mimic what Sunday Streams does, or what it did,
Exactly.
So next feature that we'd like to talk about is trimming. So trimming is really cool because it's a non-destructive tool that allows you to kind of trim the beginning and the end off a broadcast. So what we really like about that is, let's say you start your service, 10 minutes early, you can easily trim that 10 minutes up so that when people go to watch the archive, they just hit play and it automatically starts playing for them. So it's just something that's another feature that a lot of our church customers really, really like, and it's super easy to use.
It's easy to use, and I do think it's got some improvements over the trimming features that you may be used to from the Sunday Streams Manager. It's not using a flash player. You're not needing to go ahead and try making sure to switch to a different browser, make sure that's working. Also, you can go ahead and really easily, just kind of with the plus and minus kind of buttons there, you're able to go ahead and say whether you want to have more fine-tuned control over it. And also, you can go back and trim videos multiple times. So you're not limited to not only doing it when it's a non-public video, so you can keep going back to it. And
I think one thing that you just reminded me of, or what a lot of people do, is they'll trim down to the sermon. Maybe it's only 20 minutes. They can actually download just the sermon from the trim file, and then they can go back in and untrim it, so everyone can kind of see the full broadcast. But then you'd have just the sermon downloaded. Maybe you upload that to just YouTube or wherever you send that out. So once again, trimming you can use in a lot of really cool ways, I think.
Yeah, it can be used in a lot of cool ways, and also, if you actually had a video and you need to move something out of the middle of it, you can always upload that later because you're able to go ahead and upload a broadcast and have it go ahead and replace the one that's already there.
Yeah, exactly. So the other thing, channels. So we see a lot of churches using channels. Let's say you have a Wednesday night service and a Sunday night service. You can actually set up a channel for both those and get 2 different embed codes, 2 different links to share with people. What I actually have seen a lot of churches using this for is if they have Sunday school, or they have some kind of class that goes on throughout the week. What they'll do is they'll essentially, have a channel for that's a little more private, that they just send to those students or whoever's in that class, and then they'll have their big, Sunday service channel that they use. But you said this was kind of like playlists, right? Or it's a playlist a little beefed up, maybe? Or
yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think it's like playlist, but it has I think some better functionality with that. So you can actually get separate embed codes. So again, if you're wanting them on different places on the website, whether it's kind of the class or maybe you're streaming out kind of meeting or different things like that. Yeah. You can do that. So it's really good and easy to use, and plus you can actually get a specific podcast URL for each specific channel if you're wanting to do podcasting.
Yeah, which leads right into our next feature, is podcasting with BoxCast. So essentially, with those channels, you can create a podcast channel, and we'll provide you with an RSS feed to then put in your Apple Podcast, your Google Play Store, Stitcher, wherever you want to put it. You'll put it there, and then we'll automatically upload your broadcast to that podcast platform. So it's really, really nice where if you already have a podcast set up, you just have to replace the RSS feed link with the BoxCast one, and then we'll automatically put all your broadcasts on it in podcast form. So something that, once again, we actually recently just added a couple months ago, but it's been pretty popular with people because a lot of people, maybe they just want to listen to your service while they're driving or while they're walking the dog or something like that. They can't make it to church. So this is just another way people can hear the content you guys are putting out.
Absolutely, and also Sunday Streams did have podcasts, but it was only an audio-only podcast. Whereas here with BoxCast, you have both audio and you also have a video podcast. You can choose to do either or both.
Yeah. So, and moving on to what Jeff had mentioned before. So with BoxCast, we actually have our dedicated support team here, and you'll see our hours and stuff right there. Monday through Saturday, it's 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's East Coast time. And then on Sundays, we actually hop on the phones a little earlier at 7 a.m. So if you guys need anything, definitely just let us know. Give us a call, shoot us an email. I feel like we're here to help you guys, and we take much pride in helping you guys as fast as possible. I know on Sundays, like, it is kind of crazy, but we do love helping you guys, and we always tell people, like, just reach out to us and we'll be able to help. Don't like have a problem for 3 or 4 weeks and then get kind of frustrated and then call us and be like, it hasn't been working for a couple of weeks. It's like, even if it's just something little and you're like, maybe it's not them, maybe it's something else, like, just give us a call and we can clarify a lot of things when that happens.
Absolutely.
So let's actually go now and show you how to transition from Sunday Streams to BoxCast. So inside your Sunday Streams manager, you're going to be seeing this pop-up window. And essentially, you'll have to fill out some information. You'll have to put your name in, your email, the organization name. After you fill out all this information here, step 2 is watch a video and see how BoxCast works. Now, you can also skip this video, which you can see kind of right down here. So if you want a little bit more information, it's like a 3 or 4 minute video that just kind of shows you the BoxCast platform and some of the cool things in it. And lastly, obviously, account setup. Type your password in, put your phone number, your city, your state. This is just information, honestly, for our support team and stuff and our client managers, so that we can reach out to you if there is an issue or if they have questions and stuff like that. So once you hit finish, you actually get an email. So you have to verify your email address. And if you don't do this step, you won't be able to get logged into your account. So that's why I say definitely put a valid email in there. And once you're in the BoxCast dashboard, if you've never seen it, here's what the BoxCast dashboard looks like. We've kind of highlighted at the top here for you what you need to do. It's a 5-step process. Set up your encoder, go live for the first time, import your videos, additional resources, and complete account setup. And we're actually going to hop right into the dashboard and kind of show you how to do all that. I think that's just like the best way to show you guys is basically like, give you a live demo of here's exactly what you need to do. So let's get right into the dashboard here. Let me flip over there. So once you do that, once again, you'll have this video that you can watch. Let's say you didn't watch it the first time. You can go in here and watch it again, or if you want to show volunteers and stuff like that, that might be helping you with this, show them this video. It gives you kind of a nice little, here's everything else we can do. But to start, set up your encoder. This is definitely the most important step. So once you click on that, you'll see that you get some information here. Now, if you do have a servo live show, your information for your live show will appear here. If you don't, you're going to want to focus on this server URL and stream key down here. So these two, I would say, are the most important. Some encoders use this RTMP URL, but I would say most of them break it up into the server URL and stream key. And I'm actually just to show you guys how easy it is to kind of put it in an encoder, I'm going to copy the server URL, and then we actually have OBS open here. If you're familiar with it, it's a free live streaming software on your computer. So let's go into the settings OBS. Let's go to stream. Let's do server. Pop that in there. And then you'll see this one has stream key. So if we jump back to the dashboard, we copy our stream key. We want to put it in here, and we hit OK. So now that's saved in there. So now how do we actually go live? So let me show you. Second step now, go live for the first time. So let's actually run a test and show you guys, scheduling and how going live works. So if you click on that, this is our kind of scheduling broadcast wizard here. So you start obviously with a broadcast name. I tell people start with a generic name. You can always kind of edit it later if you want and edit it individually. So maybe we'll just call this, Sunday service. And then description, this is an optional step, but this is just where you put more information in. So if you have stuff going on at the church that week, feel free to throw it in here. Or you have an event you're promoting, obviously put it in here as well. Preview image, this is something where I'm sure you saw on the websites. Here, let me go back to them real quick. So this is what your preview image looks like. If you had a preview image in there, it just looks, it looks a little nicer in my opinion, than having kind of just that random thumbnail. So now if we jump back to the dashboard, that's preview image. Your source, it's actually always going to be RTMP. You can actually rename this as well. So you could name it, vMix or Wirecast or whatever you'd like. Video resolution, we'll just stick to 720p right now, but you can obviously pick between the three. Start date, so since we're doing a test, we're going to actually pick it right now, but if you click this calendar button, and you're scheduling for Sunday, you're going to want to click on Sunday, or, click on the next Sunday, or if you want to do Wednesday, click on Wednesday. So do that. Start time, this is obviously very important because when are you starting the service? And this trips people up quite a bit, which it's okay. There's 30-minute increments here. Feel free to go in here and actually type the time in. So let's say you were like, oh, we want to go live at 3:59. That's totally okay. So end time, This is also extremely important because if the service hits the end time, the broadcast is going to stop. So let's just say, hey, we want to start because we start at 4 p.m., so we're going to start a minute early. Our service is usually like an hour long. So we actually probably want to make this 5:15, just to be safe. Even if it's like, it goes till 5-ish, if that's your service ending time, 5-ish, maybe go a little bit after that. And then make this a recurring broadcast is probably the next really, I would say, the most important step for you guys to kind of make this system automated and make it feel like Sunday streams. So what I would do is, click this, make this recurring broadcast. Let's just say, like I said, for all, for this example, let's just say your service starts at 4 p.m. on Mondays. So we have it weekly Mondays. We have it ending after 10 occurrences. Let's just make it 100. And it will go out and it will schedule 100 broadcasts to start on Monday at 4 o'clock and to end at 5:15 on 1 o'clock. And then next we're going to do, we're going to make it public. That makes sure it goes right on your website and right to your Apple TV, Roku, Fire TV apps. And then destinations. This is actually really, really important. This is where you send it to social media. So you can actually click on these and you can, send it all to social media. You click on Facebook, click on YouTube, click on Periscope. You can send it to multiple Facebook pages, multiple YouTube pages, whatever you want. And we're actually going to show you a video here in a second once I finish scheduling. So yeah, so let's hit schedule a broadcast and we'll show you kind of how this works. You'll see we have our service that's about to begin, and since this is a test and we kind of fired it up out of nowhere, we still have to go to OBS and we do need to hit start streaming. So now that we hit start streaming, this test will actually start in probably about like a minute or so. Generally speaking, what you want to do is if you have a service that started, like if we're using the example from today, a service that starts at 4 o'clock, you're going to want to hit start streaming at 3:50, 3:45, and that data from the first 10 or 15 minutes isn't going to go anywhere until 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, the stream starts, but you just want to make sure you hit stream about 10 minutes before. But yeah, let's actually show you that video on how to schedule to kind of Facebook and YouTube and stuff like that, so you can get a vibe of how that works.
Once you've set up your encoder, you can go live for the first time. Start by filling out some basic information about your broadcast. And then select any social destinations that you wish to stream to as well. When you're ready, click Schedule Broadcast. While you're live, you can monitor, analyze, and share your stream right from within the dashboard. You may find it helpful to keep this page in your dashboard open while you're broadcasting. Here you can monitor stream diagnostics to see how your broadcast is performing, and look at viewer analytics. This gives you real-time information on how many viewers are watching, where they're watching from, and more. Sending your stream directly to your own website allows you to drive more traffic and control your organization's brand. Our embedded player comes with plenty of options to make your stream look great on any website. Include a countdown timer and a pre-roll video to engage your viewers before you go live. BoxCast automatically archives your broadcasts, so the viewers can watch them after they're complete. Once your event is over, you can stop your broadcast by clicking here. If you have dead time at the beginning or end of your broadcast, you can cut it out by clicking here. And trimming to the content that matters most.
All right, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Let's actually hop back into the BoxCast dashboard and we'll show you like the live stream and kind of everything you can do with it. So you'll see here in the dashboard, if you click the dashboard button in the top left corner, that's kind of like your home button. So right now, I would say we're at like the home page, and you'll see we have current broadcasts and upcoming broadcasts. So you'll see that our other 99 broadcasts for every Monday moving forward the next 2 years are scheduled, which is great. But this broadcast right here, if I hit play, you'll see us just kind of laughing and stuff like that while we're watching the video, hanging out and everything. So that's how you kind of watch your live stream. You can obviously pause it, but if you go to view broadcast details, this is kind of where some of the other magic happens. We have a diagnostics tab, which if you click show graphs, pretty cool because you can actually see, hey, how is my live stream doing? If you have any drops in your frame rate or your video bit rate or your network, you're going to see it here. And obviously right now we're doing pretty good. We've got no active alerts, nothing bad happened.
And also, if you were sending out to Facebook or YouTube, it's even going to go ahead and show you that same information for the simulcast out to Facebook or YouTube.
Yep, that will be right below this broadcast frame right here. It's going to actually show you the same kind of lines, and it might show you 2 or 3 lines depending on where you're sending it to. But yeah, it's just cool that all this stuff is right here with the broadcast. And the other thing that's kind of a little different between Sunday Streams and BoxCast is we do have a stop broadcast button in the dashboard, and that's actually the recommended way to stop a broadcast. Certainly, if you just hit stop streaming in OBS, that's fine. We're going to stop getting data from you and everything like that.
If you don't do that, and if you just had the schedule like set for a little bit before you normally start streaming, ending after you're done streaming, it's just going to wait and make it public after it reaches that stop time. So either way.
Yeah, like to give you our example here of what we were doing today, like we had the stream going till 5:15. Let's say we hit stop broadcast at 4:45. It was a quick one. We got done quick, nice and easy. If you hit stop broadcast at 4:45, the stream's going to be available almost instantaneously after. It's going to be available at, let's say 4:47. Versus if you just hit stop streaming in OBS, your viewers are going to have to wait that extra half an hour until 5:15 till our server shuts down, and then people will be able to see it then. So that's why we kind of recommend hitting stop broadcast. But, you're not going to break anything if you don't. So yeah, so back to the dashboard. If we hit dashboard top left corner, like I said, that's your home button. You're going to see the third step, which is import your videos. So with BoxCast, we're going to import over your last 30 days of archives automatically. But another kind of really, really big difference with BoxCast, and you'll see here, you can select all your videos. I'm sure you guys will have more videos than our demo account. But once we hit next, another really, really big difference with BoxCast and Sunday Streams is the storage policy. So with
Sunday Streams, they had a set limit. So it was an arbitrary limit of like 100 gigabytes or 300 gigabytes. Whereas with BoxCast, they had taken a look at what are viewers actually doing. And so they saw that the vast majority of viewers were either watching live or they were watching in the recent past. Most people were not going back, say, 8.5 months for, gee, I want to watch that sermon from 8.5 months ago. So they said as a part of any of the streaming plans, they'd go ahead and include 90 days worth of storage. So you're not limited to just that 100 gigabytes or etc. So it's kind of nice that if you've uploaded a video or if you've broadcast a video out during that 90 days, it's going to go ahead and be there. You can go ahead and choose the option of setting it to automatically delete the videos. There's not going to be any extra cost. And you can go ahead and download the video. You can download an audio only. You can go ahead and connect either a YouTube or a Vimeo account, have it exported out. Or if you'd rather go ahead and say, I'd rather go ahead and have, keep certain videos and have them be longer, other ones I'll delete. In that case, you could go ahead and choose the auto bill option, and then you'd be able to delete out the videos you don't want. The ones that are in there that are over the 90 days, you could then go ahead and automatically be billed for those. Or if you're interested in other plans, there is another plan that does include a full year worth of videos.
Yeah, I was going to say, I know sometimes with that 90 days, that conversation on the phone, some people are okay with it. They're like, yeah, just delete them. Some people really, really need that year or even longer to have the videos. If you're someone who needs like a full year to have them, talk to Jeff. he'll definitely let you know, how to get that full year of storage if that is like a deal breaker to you. But yeah, I've seen a lot of people, or what I've told people to do, similar to what Jeff said, is send your content. If you're streaming to Facebook and YouTube and your website, like Facebook and YouTube are going to automatically archive it for you. So it's just that 90 days like on your site. If it gets auto deleted, it's just going to be off your site. It'll still be on Facebook or YouTube if someone wants to go back and watch it. So after you click on, you pick your storage policy. In this case, we'll just choose auto delete. You want to hit next, and then you want to hit confirm. And we'll start importing your videos. Obviously, with 2 videos, it's going to be relatively quick. If you're someone that has 300, 400, 500 videos, it will take a couple hours, but it will generally be pretty quick. So if we X out of here, we're already on step 4. So you can see it's, we're kind of moving along the steps here. And in step 4, this is just additional resources. So if we didn't cover something today for you, you can click on one of these links. Like let's, configuring your social media destinations. You saw kind of how to do it in that video, but maybe you still have some questions. You can actually click on this link here, and it will take you to all of our articles on how to do it. So, how do I broadcast to Facebook? You can go right into here, and you can actually click on this. It has videos, it's got step-by-steps, all that good stuff for you, so you can figure out how to do that exactly. So back into the dashboard, we can X out of here, and now we're actually on step 5. So we're ready to complete our account setup. You will get a screen that's like this, and you're going to want to go through this, read it all very carefully, hit next. And like Jeff mentioned earlier, one of those common misconceptions is is my price going to change? Is it going to go up? And the answer is no. So I don't know if you have any feedback on like what people should do when they complete their account setup, or
just when you do complete your account setup, it's going to go ahead and close out your Sunday Streams account. So just when you're ready, just go ahead and simply click this, and you'd still be able to download whatever videos that you've got from BoxCast within that 90-day time period that you've got them, if you even selected the auto delete.
Right. Yeah, and I've been telling people too, I'd recommend just getting super comfortable with our dashboard. I even tell people, it's like, hey, start the transition maybe on a Monday or Tuesday, play with it a little bit throughout the week, stream a Sunday with BoxCast, and if you feel good about it, complete the transition. Certainly, I mean, you do have that 14-day trial, so you have to get it done within that time limit, but it's something that, let's get it, let's definitely,
It's definitely doable, and
Yeah.
I know that we've had quite a few people who've actually said like, hey, they were a little bit nervous, but then when they went through the process, they found out that it was really great. So one of them here is Phil Long. So he mentions that he was worried when he heard about Sunday Streams being purchased by another company. He was worried about kind of having to switch on over, said he's not really a techie person. He was worried about his abilities to do this successfully. He says, as it turns out, everyone at BoxCast was just as friendly and helpful as the folks I was leaving at Sunday Streams. And actually, Sunday Streams folks, we're still going to be there. I, Gerson, and Bob are all going to be there to continue to help you. He says that they made it so simple and stayed with me through the process. I have to admit that the change over to BoxCast was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. And actually, he called me a little bit a couple days after that to go ahead and say that he was just loving BoxCast so much, and that what he actually did is he knew a friend of his who was a senior pastor at another church who actually uses Sunday Streams, and said, I don't think that they've switched over yet. That he said that he was going to go ahead and call him to go and encourage him to switch on over. So, I mean, from someone who'd been a little bit kind of nervous about it, thinking I'm not really techie, he had a great experience switching on over, and we really want to make sure that's going to be your great experience for you too. So again, tech support team, all of us are available to assist in making this a great move for you.
So we're almost done. We wanted to show you guys, I know a lot of you stream with your own encoders, like, Wirecast vMix, or maybe a Cerevo live shell, or Teradek video and stuff. BoxCast actually also has its own encoders. So the one two we kind of wanted to show you are our broadcaster app. So we actually, this kind of purposes is two things. One, you can actually live stream directly from this app. So what I've seen churches do, or some pastors do, is, obviously you don't want to take your whole camera gear and your computer, all this stuff home. They might just set their iPhone up on their desk and give a little message like, hey, we're all snowed in today. Then they just set their iPhone up on their desk and do, a quick little 20-minute thing right from their home. It's also kind of like a mini dashboard. So the nice thing is you can have the broadcaster up on your phone, and I know I mentioned, that stop broadcast button, the way we recommend it. That's how I stop all my broadcasts when I'm live streaming. I'll just have my phone up, I go to the broadcast, click on it, and I just hit stop broadcast right there on the phone. So it's like a mini dashboard in your hand, which is really, really cool. So that's, one extra thing, and it's free. That's the other, you're all going to get this with your BoxCast account when you sign up. So I definitely recommend downloading it, checking it out. Other things I've seen people do is, stream meetings with it. Maybe it's like, oh, we're having a little, 5-6 person church meeting. We want to make a private stream because someone can't be here. Set up your iPad or your iPhone and just stream like that. So the other thing that we want to show you, kind of like our most popular product here, is our BoxCaster. They're super small. All you have to do is, plug into power, plug into the internet, and plug your video in, and you're ready to go. And the nice thing is this is all automated. So the cool thing is, and this is kind of why scheduling was built. This is because a lot of Sunday Streams customers have asked, like, why would you ever make scheduling? Like, what was the idea behind it? And it's all kind of built around our BoxCaster. So you can set up a broadcast to go live, at 10 a.m. on Sunday, and as long as this thing's plugged in, and here, actually, I've got one here to show you. So as long as this thing's plugged in and ready to go, it will automatically start streaming for you at whatever time you tell it to, and it will automatically stop. So if you are someone that's like, I'm a one-man crew, I have to do a million things the day of the church, this could be one thing to make your life a lot easier. Instead of being like, oh, at 9:55, I got to go hit start stream, and then I got to run back over here and give this guy a mic. It's like, just plug this guy in and let it do all the work for you. So that's just something, we have here at BoxCast, where if you're interested, definitely just talk to your client manager about it. And if you want to learn more, Josh Clements has done an amazing job. He's a guy on our marketing team. He's done an amazing job of making a ton of YouTube videos on our platform that just teach you anything about live streaming to, even something as simple as like what's HDMI versus SDI. And lastly, if you guys have any questions for us, we'll put our contact information up here. It's probably best to email questions@boxcast.com. That's just the easiest and fastest way to get support. Certainly, you can email me and Jeff, especially if you have more questions kind of about the plan or if you want to get a box. Definitely reach out to Jeff. But if you have, hey, how do I do this? How do I get started? Reach out to questions@boxcast.com. We'd love to schedule a time with you to sit down, do it all. Even if you have to, like Jeff said earlier, schedule, hey, at 11 o'clock on next Tuesday, can we get started with this? You want to get the whole team together? We're totally cool with taking 30, 40 minutes and helping you guys out with whatever you need. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So that's it for us, guys. I mean, like I said, if you have any other questions, definitely let us know, and we both look forward to hearing from you.
Thank you so much. We really look forward to hearing from you and helping you out.